I have swapped out my sad dying peace lily for these beautiful tulips today. So please enjoy those. Spring has sprung. Look at them. Look at them. One little tulip jiggle. I knew you did. I knew you did. Okay, so today I'm really excited to talk about this video, or to talk about, not about this video, to make this video about this topic. Last week or so, I was watching YouTube videos, as I do, as I love to do. And I stumbled across, I was kind of intentionally exploring people who make book content. I came across this guy called Drunzo, and I was really enjoying his videos because they just feel so full of good things. He just really takes content seriously, and I really appreciate that. But he had one video that really struck a chord with me, and it was called, I think something like Remembering What You Read, or How I Remember What I Read, or something like that. And it just reminded me about one of the things that I think is important about reading, but I find so often I can just like forget, or I get distracted by other things. And yeah, the video was talking about how, like, what's the point of reading something if you can't remember it in a month? And he talks about like how he remembers what he reads. And I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a similar video, but mostly I just want to talk about the first half, because I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I know that's important. I know it's something I want to do. So this video is me setting the goal, telling you that this is something I want to do, and then later we'll figure out how. But I have noticed, partly in my own just like personal reading for my life, that sometimes I just want to, like, I keep a list of all the books I read, and sometimes I focus too much on that list, and I always want to add another one, and I want to get through, and I see all these books on my bookshelf, and I see all these books on my bookshelf that I haven't read and that I really want to read. And some of the reading pace, I guess, is fueled by excitement, and also just that satisfaction of like checking off something, you know, like finishing another thing on the list. But I find that I have a tendency to read through things too quickly, without thinking about them, or without maybe taking the time to understand every passage, and just finishing so I can say that I finished and say that I read it. And I've noticed that tendency is also being fueled by YouTube as well. And I like was aware of this when I started, but it's just like so hard to fight against. There's like always kind of that push to read more and have longer book lists and make more content about more books, and it's just so easy to get swept up and just do all this surface level reading that in the end isn't going to serve, like, it's not going to help you at all. It's not, you don't get to appreciate the works of art that you're reading. You don't get to retain any of the information. In a few months, it's like you never read it anyway. So like, what was the point the first time? Anyway, so this is my problem that I'm having. And this video just reminded me that this is a problem I need to address. And I don't want that to be my problem. I don't want to read like that. I want to read in a way that I remember, and in a way that allows these books to shape my life. And so this video is me just saying, I want that. And we are going to be slowing down, backing it up. I'm not going to be worried about how many books I read every month. I want to reread a lot more. If I don't understand a passage, or something's confusing, or I lose track of the story, instead of just pushing on as I normally do, I am going to go back. I'm going to let myself go back and not feel like it was a waste of time. because that's not a waste of time. That's like exactly what you should be doing. So this is an announcement from me saying I'm going to be reading more slowly, and I want you to hold me to that. And I think so. If you watched my like BookTube newbie tag, I was talking about how I want to learn how to talk about books better and in a way that does them justice. And I find that really hard. And I have a suspicion that one of the reasons that I find that hard sometimes is because I'm just flying through them and I don't give myself enough time to think about them, to take notes on them, write in the margins, really allow myself to focus, being like regularly giving myself big chunks of time to read, which like I do that pretty well, but anyway, one gets distracted. But yeah, and just reading things that are good, choosing very intentionally the books I'm going to read, if I'm going to spend more time with each one and really remember them. Yeah, like I read so many books during undergrad. I did English literature as my undergrad, and I have so many books on my shelf, I'm looking at it right now, that I know I read, but I could tell you almost nothing about it. I might have even written an essay on it, but it might have been a late night essay. Anyway, I want to look at my shelf and be so intimately familiar with all the books on it, or a lot of them, that I can give better recommendations, that I can encourage other people to read in a more, I guess, effective way. Just, yeah, and deeply appreciate these things that I know are so important and that I love so much. But I've been doing them dirty. I've been cheating them. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this because especially I've noticed, okay, so when I had English classes, I did obviously talk about the books that I was reading, which was helpful, and it definitely, like, I do remember some books more, especially the ones from the later years when we did more discussion-based classes. But now I'm making some friends in real life and hopefully on here who also are very much like not on my level as in like I'm high up in a level, but like they're on my same wavelength, I guess is a better word, where they understand these we both just feel the same about books and we both want to talk about them in the same way, but we're both like still figuring out how to do that. Yeah, so I've been meeting some really incredible people, and that has also just pushed me, or like really revealed some of my weaknesses in reading. They'll ask a question and I'm like, oh, I don't even remember exactly what happened in that scene, or I didn't even take the time to think about what I thought about that. And I really want to have incredible discussions with them. And again, to do that, I need to be reading well and thoughtfully. So this is a little yield sign. How do I make a triangle? Wow, there we go. That was hard. Yield. Just to slow down. And I think after I experiment for a little bit and figure out what really works for me to help me read slowly and remember, I'll probably make a video about it. I have some ideas because I've taken many a note while reading. But it's a new time, a new era, and I want to see what works now and what's actually like practical when I'm reading. I've also been thinking about library books, like because I do like writing in books, but I guess a lot of sticky notes. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I think that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. I really thank you for watching. I'm really excited to read more intentionally and more slowly And I hope that you also would like to read slowly with me. I would like that. Please subscribe. Please like this video. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you have a really good day.